Hello to all my fellow viewers from the United Kingdom and around the world, and welcome to another edition of the Aaron's Ales channel. And may I take this opportunity to wish you all a very happy Saturday to one and all. It's another one of those bottled canned beer reviews, and the beer I am reviewing this time is a Ruby Ale, and it is Hobgoblin Ruby Ale. Here it is, and this time I am reviewing it from a pint-sized can. I've not reviewed this before, not even from a pint-sized can. Look at the lovely branding on this. It was originally brewed by Witchwood Brewery, but more recently it has been taken over by Marsden and Carlsberg UK Limited. So, without further ado, let's get a branded glass. Once again, I'm going to use my Del Boy from Only Fools and Horses lovely jubbly traditional ale pint glass. So let's get this can open. Look at the steam coming out of there. And also the pour itself. So, as always, tilt your glass at a 45-degree angle. Pour it slowly to start. And as it dissipates and gets a slight head, you move it nice and slow. This way you won't get any build up. I'll leave that to settle for now. Let's get the aroma out of the leftover bits from the can. I'm getting a lovely malty, caramel, slightly fruity, and biscuity aftertone to this with the aroma. The alcohol by volume on this Ruby beer, being a ruby style coloured real ale from Hobgoblin this is 4.5%. Let me just pour a bit more of that in. I haven't poured all of it in, but what I can tell you is that is a spot on one finger head in my lovely jubbly Del Boy from Only Foods and Horses branded glass. So here we go. Happy Saturday. Iechyd da. Good health. I have got to say, for a pint-sized can of Hobgoblin Ruby Beer, being a ruby coloured style of ale, this is very tasty. Really very tasty. I'm getting some lovely malty and slightly fruity and not too sweet at all aftertones. A slight bit of toffee and a slight bit of caramel, but not too much. not too much sweetness to the balance on the taste buds of this traditional ruby style of ale. Not bad lacing either. Let me top that up a little bit as it's a pint-sized can. After all, it is Saturday and the weekend. Get it in. Let me tell you what my Saturday has consisted of today. I've been flat out working this evening at my place of work, in which I'm so proud to be a part of, and that is the Pennaky Inn. I've an extremely busy night there for a Saturday evening. It's the time of year now where we're starting to get more and more people booking tables with us as we are approaching into the summer season. I am absolutely slightly shattered. But what better thing for me to do after my shift than have a well-earned beer, including taking the time, I should say, in doing my reviews. Not perfect draft poured, I know, but this is canned poured. I will at some point again do some more demonstrative pour and reviews on perfect draft kegged beers. I'm still currently on Orchard Pig Reveller, which I reviewed just only last week. I've still got plenty left in my keg. On the subject of my place of work, I have got an announcement to make. I'm very proud to announce that once again I have been shortlisted as a finalist for an award in this year's prestigious Cambrian Training Awards. This is the same awards where I was a finalist for the award of Outstanding Individual last summer, in which I unfortunately didn't win, but was presented with a certificate to show that I was a finalist. However, I did last year win the award of Apprentice Special Recognition Award, and once again this year, but this time I've been nominated for the award of Apprentice of the Year. I'm a finalist for that award this year, and the awards is being held on the 2nd of June in the same venue as last year, the Metropolitan Hotel and Spa in Llandrindod, Wales. On that very same day, I will be doing something else, which is also something very exciting for me, and is something that I was not even going to imagine doing in my lifetime at 31 years of age, and that is graduating for my City and Guilds Hospitality, Supervision and Leadership Level 3 at Cambrian Training's graduation ceremony in the Royal Welsh Showground in the Montgomery Pavilion on the same date. So all in all, on that same day, I'm actually attending 2 events. My graduation during the day, followed by the prestigious awards ceremony in the evening. 2 things in which I am so enormously but also incredibly proud of, especially as a person with neurodiversity, which is a person with autism. I very rarely speak about my condition, but there we are. I just wanted to let everybody know that I have got autism and was diagnosed at a very early age. And I'm so proud how far I have come in the last 32 years of my life. So, let me have another sip of this. Moving strictly on, we now come to the part on food pairings to go with this ruby ale. Considering this to be a ruby style of beer, including real ale, pardon me, I think this would pair really nicely with a nice 8-ounce ribeye steak. If you were to have this with a food item from home, this would go really nicely with an 8-ounce butcher style of ribeye steak. But the perfect way to cook this, in my opinion, as a way of pairing it nicely with the balance of the flavours from this ale, I recommend you cook it medium rare. Medium rare cooked steak would go really nicely and would balance out the flavours beautifully with this ale. But also, I think this would be the perfect dessert ale to accompany a nice, in my opinion, bread and butter pudding. Because bread and butter pudding has got fruit added into it, depending on what fruit is added in there, whether it's mixed dried fruits being sultanas and raisins, or dried apricots, for example, this would go really nicely with a nice traditional bread and butter pudding. It balances out the sweetness and also the richness, including the fruitiness of the pudding very nicely. So this is, as well as a savoury food item to pair with this is also another one of those ales that would perfectly match a nice traditional British style of dessert. It's got a great character to this, with some nice caramel and not so fruity aftertones. Nice and malty and more traditional. We now come to the part of the rating. Out of all 3 Hobgoblins I have reviewed on this channel, out of the Gold and the IPA by the can, Hobgoblin Ruby Beer out of those ranges of ales gets a well-earned 10 out of 10 from me, Aaron Jones of the Aaron's Ales channel. Thank you for watching. Please tune in again to my next video very soon. I wish you all a very happy Saturday, and I hope you all stay safe. I will see you all in my next video. Good night, no star, goodbye, hwyl fawr.